Hello, good evening, and a very warm welcome to Rangers Radio.
Hello, good evening, welcome to Rangers Radio. Join myself, Fox, here on the show this evening. It's a one and only AK, and we'll be joined by Rob. Evening, boys.
Evening, Oxshire. Evening, Rob. Evening, Rangers Radio listeners.
Evening, Ox. Evening, AK. Good to be on with yourselves. Evening, the boys in the background.
Yeah, good to have you back. Good to have you back, yeah. As we call a summer holiday, innit? Yeah. Longer, more cruises and bridge.
I wish.
Welcome back, Rob.
How are you, AK?
I'm doing fine, mate. Doing fine. Another week ticked off at work. So, on to the weekend and look forward to the Rangers.
Don't wish your life away, mate. Don't wish your life away.
No.
How's Rob? Looking forward to the game on Sunday, mate?
Yeah, be interesting to see how we bounce back from the result before the break, and then if the international break's helped us in a good way, or if it's been a hindrance. It's been a hindrance in the past, so hopefully it's been a more positive break. The squad can gel, regroup, and get going again from here on in.
It's a good point you make there about international break. I don't know till we go and see how these runs of games. And if you didn't have it, we'll never be able to answer that question anyway. It could have been worse. I've got a funny feeling with the transfers late in. I'm going to say I think the manager might see as a positive. Thoughts?
Aye, well, the 2 weeks I think he's used, hopefully wisely, to get the new players integrating with the squad. Obviously, the internationals, the guys that are away, our new signing, Bizrami, he's not that same opportunity. And Cherny as well, he's been away there too. So, but the other ones, it's just a bit. It's a positive reaction now, isn't it, Oxshire? That's what we're looking for, and just see where the squad and the team is mentally after that, tough loss at Celtic Park a couple of weeks ago.
Aye, it's somebody once said football's no 10% ability, 90% attitude, Rob, and we're looking for the attitude to bounce back. Yeah.
Absolutely, mate. It's the only way you apply yourself in games. If you've got the positive attitude, then you'll probably get a positive result. And it's all about the belief and confidence. And we need to restore that and get firing, get scoring goals, get the points on the board. I know it's kind of been a very bleak and tough start, frustrating start, but it can only get better from here on in. There is loads of time to make up. But sometimes, as you know, you don't get that time in football. But at our club, you've got to do it quicker rather than later.
Aye, Sunday's game's all about the result. I think we discussed it. Even I said I'd take a bridge, man. Wouldn't like to watch it. I'd rather we won 3 or 4 AK, but it's all about a result.
Aye, definitely. Aye, we need to get 3 points on the board. As soon as possible, get back to winning ways. That's what our club's all about. The mental attitude. We've got to be. It's the characters in the team have got to stand up now. There's been a lot of questions posed towards the manager, posed towards the captain, posed towards our new signings. Let's see what the character of the players is all about now, because if you've not got that, you're not going to fill the jerseys. The supporters will soon find you out. So, aye, come on, let's bounce back with a win.
Yeah. Right, Rob, I'll tell you what we'll do. We've got the manager's interview, and Mr. Fox, with his new Nashers, is kindly cut it into 3 bits in it. Before it's into these, he's got the squad update, so I think we'll maybe take that and then we can debate maybe where we've gone. Maybe somebody's come back that we don't know about and where we are with injuries. If that's all right, we use 2 fine, upstanding gentlemen.
Sounds good to me.
Aye, bring it on.
Let's hear for your gaffer. Come on.
Firstly, how's the international break been for you and the players?
Yeah, it's always a strange period because you lose so many players. On the other side, we could work with the ones who were here. So they had good training sessions. We had several ones coming out of injury. We had also people who are new in the building, like Nana, so we can work with them. We had a good friendly game with Motherwell also last week. So we use the time optimal with all the players who are here. And then you're hoping that nothing happens with your internationals. And it looks the case. Okay, Ross got a knock, but I don't think it will be a problem towards Sunday.
How many training sessions? Nana's been here, obviously, the international break, but Nadim, is he trained just today with the team? Or
Nadim was the first time today that he trained with the team. So he signed the day after he was at the game, and then he left for national team. So it was for him his first minutes with the squad today.
Would you have reservations? You're not going to tell me the team, but would you have reservations throwing a player in from the start if they've only trained a couple of times, or given he's fit, would that be enough potentially?
It doesn't help, of course, if you don't know even the names of your teammates when you need to start the game. So he's just in the building, but we will see. It depends of circumstances also. So I will make that decision after the training tomorrow.
And how does your squad look? Is Red Van back training? Oscar Cortez, how's he progressing?
Oscar in a really positive way. So he played 60 minutes against Motherwell, and you see him week by week growing to the level that he was before, and that we know what is a good level. So that's a very positive. Same with Hamza Igamani, who's showing a lot of good things in training, so they're progressing well. For the injured players, Ritvan is still out, but he's starting to do individual work outside. And Danilo and Rabbi Matondo, they're out.
Returning to the players that are out, Philippe, Danilo, what's his situation and how long do you expect him to be out for?
Danny was a really unlucky one, so he did in a sprint, he slipped in a really bad way. So we first thought it would be cruciate ligament, to be honest. The feeling we had at that moment and the way he fell down, it was a typical injury or a typical slip to tear your cruciate ligament. Luckily, it's not the case. It's his medial ligament, and the doctor said also that he was really lucky because of all the exercises he did before, that the knee is now so strong that it compensated a lot. But he will be out for at least 4 weeks. And okay, I will then respond to your second message, why he's not in the European list. Because we know already that he's out for this first game in Europe, but also with the history of before, I want to bring him back in a good way. So that's first with league games at that level. You cannot put him now directly after his injury in European games. He's not ready for that. So he was ready for some minutes like he did, and he was growing in that way. And he was happy then to take his goal against Ross County, and he was in a positive way. But he's not ready to play at European level in this moment. So the plan with him is first half of the season to bring him back in the league games, in the cup games, and then we can see after January he will be at his normal level again. But he needs his time to grow in that way.
He's had no luck at all, has he, since he came to Rangers in terms of injury?
No, but yeah, that's part of football and life. The positive thing with him and the good thing is that he's a fighter, so he doesn't give up. So he's working again here with the physios, working hard. But yeah, you have those moments. It doesn't mean that the next 10 years he's going to be injured a lot. You can have bad luck. And the way he glided on the pitch and his foot went away, just in a duel, out of a duel, it's really unlucky, and it can happen to everybody. And maybe he was lucky in the way that he had the injury before with the cruciate ligament already, that everything was so strong, otherwise he would have had that injury for sure.
It's a bit of a cliche, but will he effectively be a new signing for Rangers when he is fit and ready to go? Will it?
Yes, at that moment, yes, but okay, like I said, we need to focus now on the guys who are here, on the next game, and not to look in a few months to have a new signing. So I'm focused more on the now.
I know you've spoken extensively about Yanis Hagi before, but with respect, he's in the Romania squad. He plays for Romania. Do you understand why people will respect your decision, but maybe fans from the outside looking in might be confused about a player of his quality and the circumstances around it?
I said the things already the last times. The situation didn't change. It's not only my decision in that way. So we will see what the future will bring in that way.
Can you see that being a decision that would change? Is the door open?
No, I just said the situation didn't change for the moment, so there's no reason to go further into that.
Right, Jeremy. How are we doing? We're back there.
Yep.
Yeah. Who thinks that Danilo got Kemar Rousseau peg?
It sounds like it, doesn't it?
Oh dear. Listen, in all seriousness, that boy cannot catch a break, can he? I know there'll be criticism for some people, but it just seems the smash in the cheek, the kick in the leg, and then he gets another one. Rob, it's a sad tale, really. I actually feel for the boy, and it must be so frustrating and so pretty depressing for him.
It's a shame because obviously he came in with a bit of a reputation. We bought him for a hefty fee as well in terms of our financing budget, and he's not had that run. He's had that unfortunate injuries, as you've said, and it's not injuries that you can say, oh, look at his injury record and it's a cause for concern. It's injuries that are just unfortunate. You slip, the way you land, the way you twist a knee or whatever, that's unfortunate. Getting a blow to the face, every time you got for a header, there's that possibility. So it's not injuries that you can say it's his body or he's doing anything at fault. It's something you can say is unfortunate, but you just hope that the luck does run out at some point and the luck starts becoming more on the pitch rather than on the treatment table.
He cases with much bad luck as Rangers Radio's bowling team last Saturday.
Well, I can't get the blame for that one. that was down to Ross and his team there, defending champions. They started well, for all accounts, but I think maybe the alcohol took over.
Yeah, the defending champions now.
Right. Well, I'm sure the boys enjoyed their day, but no, getting back to Danilo, you do feel for him, but it doesn't make Clement's job any easier or us feel any better as supporters. We just want to see him out on the pitch and scoring the goals, but boy, oh boy, a smashed cheekbone, a cruciate ligament, and then he was looking at a cruciate again today, but thankfully it wasn't as bad as he feared. But another 4 weeks he's out the team. Doesn't help Clement, so need somebody else to step up.
It was just pretty short in that forward area, but the good news was the way he was talking about Cortez. Do you think you got a feeling he could be involved tomorrow? He said he played 60 minutes against Motherwell, or do you think it'll be a cameo, Rob? What do you think?
I say about half an hour cameo from the bench. Definitely within the matchday squad. I don't think you'll give him too much because, again, you don't want to rush a player like Cortez back. He's that quick that you pick up a small injury, it can set you back. So he's another one who hasn't had much luck as well. He's got the potential, we've seen it in glimpses. It is just now getting that clean bill of health and showing his real quality. And I think if you've got him on one side and Czerny on the other side, we'll look a bit more threatening in the attacking wide areas, and the delivery is probably going to be better as well. You've got players who want to drive at people, cut in, have a shot at goal. It's a kind of a formation or style that I'm looking forward to see in terms of the wide players that we haven't had consistently for a long time, especially in that right wing area. And Czerny showed already that he can create problems.
That'll be interesting. He's another one we've not really seen a lot of AK, is he? Cortez, if we're honest.
Oh, no, you're right. But was it 4 games or something before he went down at Kilmarnock, and then he's out the first game at Tynecastle? Aye, there's already question marks starting to appear his name again. But it was good that he got an hour against Motherwell in the closed doors game. I don't expect him to start on Sunday, but if he's featuring on the bench and takes minutes for that, then that'll do for me to get him up to fitness.
I think he get Borna Barisic's peg.
There's a few of them. I think we Redvans got that and all. And, oh, God. There's bad memories with them all.
He get Tommy McLean.
Who's got Highlanders one then?
Andy for Leeds.
That was good to hear Andy on last night.
Oh dear. Aye. I noticed the media we had the Hagi, you know, I don't know, nobody will never know the right story about that one. He came, will they?
No, well, he's answered it as far as I'm concerned. The question's been posed to him, nothing's changed. I mean, Hagi will put himself out there on social media and through his father and through his agents and that, but I think the decision's already been made. Comment can't be any more clearer with him. Hagi, I think the discussions at the end of last season before he went to Euros, he instructed his agents to go and look for the club. That was the quote coming from Hagi himself. He didn't expect to be back at Rangers, and then he's back at Rangers and he's getting all these sob stories that I am available, I want to play for the team. He wants to play for the team because he wants more money out of it. The club, I think, have been more prudent with it, but that's how I stand on it.
If you're that desperate to play, you could strike another deal. It'd still be more money than, well, I was going to say more money than most people make, but nobody used to on the call, you know what I mean?
I know. Don't know about
that. What's your take on it, Rob?
From Clement's point of view, I just don't think he fancies him as a player. Similar to the way he didn't fancy Cantwell. But the answers he said, particularly today, it's not his decision only. You could look into that somebody higher up is saying we don't want him playing because of this potential one extra game means an extra couple of thousand on his wages. So there's got to be some sort of kind of rift between all parties. But again, as AK said, the talk was before the Euros that he was going to go and find another club. That's not happened. And of course, he's still with us, so he's got to come out and say, I'm ready to play, I'm ready to fight. But if the manager doesn't fancy you, you're not going to get in. He might have the attitude, but again, it's personnel. We've bought in Bajrami, who plays a similar position. We've got Tom Lawrence, who isn't going to see out a full season, let's be honest. His injury record itself, he's not going to be able to see that out. So I get people say bring Hagi back in, he might be a new signing. Cliche, he's got qualities, but again, we didn't see that in abundance at the time he was in the squad. So it's one of the ones where the club's stuck in the limbo, the player's stuck in the limbo, and because he's in the B team, nobody's going to take a punt on him and buy him. And most windows, I think, are now shut or closing.
We'll have a wee straw poll, would you think, AK? We'll have a poll.
Aye, when you go then.
Right, well, just keep it simple. Just ask the listeners, would they play Hagi? Would they play Hagi? Yes or no? Yeah?
If you want.
Aye. Or would you bring him back into the squad? What do you think? What one would go for?
Probably your first one. Keep it simple.
Aye. Remember that. The KISS principle, yeah? Keep it simple, stupid, yeah?
Aye, okay, Brenda Britton.
Oh, you see that? You must have. Somebody told you about my IQ. It's unbelievable. Right. Where are we here? Right, okay, we'll get old school. We're going would you play Hagi? Yes or no? Simple as that. And I'll put you to take the finances at it. We'll just say in a pure football decision, would you play him, Rob?
No.
AK?
No, I still wouldn't play him. He's no Clement's player. He was bought with Gerrard 4.5 years ago. Clement wants to play his own players. He's bought Bajrami in. So he wants to go forward with his own players, and I think he's quite entitled to do that.
Mm-hmm. Rob?
Similar to AK, I think that the time's come that we're doing this rebuild and we're trying to move on from players that we've held on for too long. he might have qualities in certain games, but I think over the piece of a season in Europe, he's not got the qualities consistently. He's not got that frightening pace. Yes, he's 2-footed, but again, he was quite lightweight. I know he went when he was injured, he got kind of bulked up a wee bit, but it doesn't. You're not going to see that in a game for us. So I think it is time to move on. And I know you're saying you could do another deal where you can negotiate everything, but as I said, if the manager doesn't fancy you as a player, you can sit and put out all the quotes on all your social media as much as you want. If the manager doesn't fancy you, you're not going to get in.
Fair enough, mate. Fair enough. I don't disagree with the two you say, Kate. Yeah.
Listen, it's all about opinion. We've all got one on it. I just see it. I mean, Hagi, he'd what, a good 18-month, maybe 2 year at a stretch before Gerrard left. Obviously, he was unfortunate with his really bad injury, but Rangers helped him recover. You know, we kept paying him his wage and we helped him recover. Then I think it was Beale that came in and gave him an extension to his contract. I don't know why he kind of justified that, but he gave him it and then puts him out on loan to Alaves. He didn't exactly, play brilliant out there. He was just fleeting performances for the bench. Played in the Euros, he played okay, but I wouldn't have thought he was outstanding in that either. It's just that it's one of them. You need to cut your losses with these guys and move on. We can't keep looking back.
First comment. What did you make of the talk about the new signings starting tomorrow and starting to gel? And obviously said Big Nana's not a lot of time. I don't know what he's been doing for a fortnight, right or off. Okay.
Aye, well, the big man you're talking about, I think that he might go with Balogun proper. I think he'll make some changes for the Celtic performance. Obviously, it wasn't a great performance, so I think he's going to freshen up the team some way. But throwing the big man in away to Tannadice, nah, it's too early for me to be doing that.
Rob?
No, I don't think he'll start. I think I'm going to be a bit opposite from AK. I think it'll be a Suter Balogun partnership. The signing of the boy Nana Casemiro, to me, it's a kind of Bassey type signing. He's a project player, somebody that will come in and do a job when required. I think the way we've been playing, we need a kind of tried and trusted. I know that's hard to say when you've got the likes of maybe John Suter and Balogun at the back, who again have been there for a number of years, but it's a bit of solidness at the back, as AK says, going away to Tannadice. It's not an easy feature, especially coming back after a break on a loss, to put the young lad in. I certainly think he'll play his part over the season, but not just yet. He'll take his time to gel in. He's still a young boy. But it'd be interesting to see when he does come into the squad, where he actually slots in, because he did play centre back and right back at his previous club as well.
Mm-hmm. All right, and what do you think, Barjami? I wonder if I'm saying that right, and Agamandi, I'm saying that right as well. And no offence to the lads, I'm sure we'll get our handle on it as the season goes on. Do you think there's any chance that they'll start the AK, or do you think they'll be involved?
Yeah, well, I think the manager was playing out his cards close to his chest today, with throwing it out there that Bajrami doesn't really know the players' names and all that, but the players' names are on the back of the shirt. He's a football player. He's just come off of 2 international games there. Personally, I'd be putting him straight in there, because we're going to need his sort of craft and skill, hopefully goals to add to assists as well. I'm looking forward to get him in. That's why I think the likes of Proper, I think he should be sticking with him. That's his signing. That's probably his main centre half. You've got to show a bit of loyalty to these guys as your signings and get them into that team to improve the team, because obviously there's been a lot of changes last year. 16 players coming in, 12 going out. That is big changes. They're not going to knit together, but they need to knit together as soon as possible. So no, sooner he's in there, the better for me.
Rob?
I think Bidrami could start. If I'm honest, given the injuries we've got to Matondo and Cortez on the left, that there's a spot there. McCausland's obviously got a knock. Bidrami can play in the 10 or out wide as well. It's not like he's not match fit. He's obviously played 2 games of international. Played pretty well from what I've seen in the reports and highlights and things. So it's not he's not match fit, it is just knowing the players. It's maybe a bit different to Igamani, who is still probably coming up to match speed. I think he'll be on the bench, given the fact that Danilo's out just as a backup to Dessers, and the fact that he did come on at Parkhead for the last 5 or 10 minutes or so, just to get some minutes in the legs. He's obviously worked on that, probably the close game against Motherwell. He's probably played more minutes there as well, so I expect him on the bench, but I would probably like to see Bidrami starting, and it wouldn't surprise me if he does. He is fitter than the latter we mentioned, Igamani.
All right, well, we'll hear the rest for the gaffer about yourself, what you think, your thoughts are, and then there's a final part we're going to hear quite quickly. But if you don't mind, chaps, getting a mute again, and we'll hear for the gaffer.
What support have you had what backing have you had from the board this week when things have been, there's been a lot of negativity around the club because of the results?
That we talked about everything, about the stadium, about the Celtic game, about where we are as a team now, and the same support as the weeks before. The board knows it's a beginning of a totally new story. They know, they understand that there are so many new players and so many players left and so many young players coming in who need to grow in their potential.
What has the start to the season done to your own personal motivation levels? Has it made you more determined to get things going in the right direction?
And it's difficult because more determined, I think it's difficult. No, I was very determined when I stepped in, and there's no difference in that way. I know the challenge is even much bigger than it was last season. That I know, but I chose for that also. I had a choice to make also in the summer to do that or not. And I love it here. I love the challenge also. It's a massive challenge, but I'm with all my body, my mind, with everything, I want to go for that.
So you would expect the discussions like during an international bash, Brett, good, bad, and different. Glad they mentioned the stadium. I don't know if you picked up some of the pictures. It's all fun into shape, and the whole thing doesn't look far away. My understanding is that some of the concourse work isn't quite finished yet to let the upper tier open, but it's starting to look good. Do you care it?
It's pal, it looks excellent bit of work there. I believe they've opened the front of the court for the Dundee upcoming League Cup game, so that is great news for everybody that sits in that area of the stadium to get back to the range seat. But I think there'll be disability lifts for the wheelchairs and that get up there, which I think that's obviously a lot of work done behind the concourse and the kiosks and probably the toilet upgrades and things like that. But all in all, it's to make a better experience for the disability people that's going to the matches now. So well done.
I don't know if you've seen any pictures, Rob, but it all came together, and all the chat, and it'll be the new year, and it'll be this, it'll be that. Listen, it's not been the best thing that's ever happened to us. It's not been the worst, but however, it's all came together, and it's ready to roll, and obviously not quite for the upper tier, but that'll be hopefully all ready for the Hibs game, mate.
Hope so, mate. It'll be good for the fans to get back home, and it'll be good for the players as well to be back at Ibrox, and for some of the players, the first time at Ibrox as a new signing. So they'll get to feel the real atmosphere of being in front of the fans and not 25 miles away from Hampdens Park. So good to see that it's finally been done. We've spoke before on this show about upgrades at Ibrox, and the disability seating area was always one that was mentioned, and thankfully they've said that they're going to do it, and they've went and done it and put it in action. So hopefully it keeps the fans happy. It doesn't have any issues going forward, and as AK says, the players the fans who sit in that section, the disability fans, can have a more enjoyable experience under that shelter and enjoy the match. And hopefully there's a performance on show that we can all be proud of.
AK, you got a point you want to make?
I was just thinking there, Oxford, all that hullabaloo about Celtic, that they're putting doubt, is Ibrox going to be ready for the January game? Does that not make them look stupid now for withholding our tickets? Or did they do that intentionally for their own reasons? Because they might not have had their own safety certificate.
How can you wash your mouth out with soap? How can you say something like that? I think you're 100% spot on with your second statement there, AK.
Just a thought, Oxford. Just putting it out there.
No, I think you're spot on, mate. So what you're saying is somebody spun a yarn to try and get him an advantage early in the season. Yeah.
Would that cast aspersions like that, Oxford?
Oh, no, you're twisted. Your mind's twisted. That couldn't possibly be the case, Rob, could it? Spot
it's
on.
good to see if some things haven't changed for them in a way. I always trust AK.
I don't say this often, but AK's spot on.
I have my moments. It would be that Jamie Murphy thing I know this week. I heard you speaking about it. Wow. Gee whiz.
Join the dots, AK, eh?
Oh, unbelievable. A club that shall not be named also phoned George Pete. Do not give Rangers any advantage whatsoever. We've got a tour to Japan to go to that never materialised. Join the dots indeed, eh?
Join the dots. Yeah, listen, the poll's pretty close. It's 45-55, Hagi, so obviously 10% on it. But
is that for independence?
No, that's a lot less. That's a lot less. Yes and no. Next flip back round. It's the other way about. It's 45% would play him, 55% no. Hagi's always been a popular lad, but I'm used to in this one as well. That's twice in it. I've agreed with AK. 3 times and I'm out of here. Right? Right, we're going to hear the last for the gaffer, and then we'll get the phone lines open. This one could be a wee bit more controversial because of the chat, and you might see it differently. So let's hear the last part of Philip Commode's interview.
Were you taken aback, Philip, by the level of anger and the abuse directed towards some of the players yourself, or do you understand, as Gav's touched on, the situation with the stadium, obviously Champions League? Do you understand?
No, I know there's a lot of frustration, and I think the stadium bit created a lot. There was a lot of negativity about that, so I'm really happy with the news that we can go back to Ibrox and everybody can feel home again. It was a really big thing, and it's a normal thing. It's like to be put out of your house without you can do anything about. That was the feeling the fans had, and it was a difficult one. So now the most important thing is to go back to Ibrox and to focus on the results and the way of playing and making the story better and better with the team.
One of the players that obviously got a lot of abuse was the captain, James Tavernier. He's been here a long time. But I mean, that's the first time he's been exposed to that. How's he been since the Old Firm game?
Very mature. So yeah, we talked about that because it's not a nice thing, and if you're a captain, you're a symbol of a team, and people see you that way. I had the same experiences before in Bruges, and I was there 10 years, like that. And in the moments when it's really good, it's really nice to be captain. And in moments when the team doesn't perform, and it's not only about you, it's about the team, and you don't reach the expectations of the fans at the moment, you're the first one that they talk to or that they yell to at that moment. So I had these moments also in my career. It's part of being a captain. It's part of being a captain, and I have to say he takes it really mature. And he's very motivated to get really good results the next couple of months, and and to get the love back of everybody in the club. The love is from a lot of people still there. A lot of and some people were very, very disappointed after the Celtic game. What we can understand, because we were also.
Can you understand?
How do you ensure that he uses that as a motivational tool rather than that kind of dragging him down? Because it would be easy for that to happen, wouldn't it?
It's easy to run away from your responsibility. He totally doesn't do, but he doesn't need it also to have a fuel and a motivation. So it's somewhere in between, I think.
Can you offer some clarity on whether he was, there was some reports that he was wanted by some clubs in Turkey and he chose not to go? Again, does that show that he wants to stay here and fight for the cause, if you like?
I don't know what is real about all these rumors. So there were no offers in the club in that way. He's been for sure the player in Scotland, and for me in all my career, who made so many transfers already without anything happened. That's for sure. In 8 months I never seen a player making so many transfers, because I read so many times that he was gonna go there and there and there, and he's still here and never came to my office, I want to go, and there was never an offer in that way towards the club. So let's not talk too much about rumours.
Are you surprised that, given everything James has given this club, that all the goals, the moments, that he's still the guy that when things go bad, he's the player that the fans, or certain fans, pick out as being the problem in the team?
It's a thing of society. It's not only a Ranger thing. It's in society. It's all over the world like that, and the captain and the manager are the symbols of that, and they get the most stick in those moments. So that's part of our job and our life. Not only here, in a lot of teams in the world. Is it a nice thing? Is it a good thing? It's a thing you love? No, totally not. But it's the world we live in.
Do you need to have real mental strength in these situations, Philip?
Yes, but otherwise you're not ready to do that, to be a captain of a club. So that's also an important thing if people look for a captain, because it's easy to be captain in the moments that you win, or when the club everything goes really well, to be a symbol of that. The real captains are the ones who stand in front of the ship and to keep everything in a good way in the moment that it's difficult. So that's what he's been doing. He's been focusing on himself, on the team, training really hard, playing in this Motherwell game also with the right mentality, helping the new guys in their integration here, helping the young guys. So I didn't see a difference in Tav in that way.
Why don't you give us a call on 0141 356 1972. It's your show, it's your platform. Let's hear from you.
All right, Aki.
Aye, interesting words for the gaffer as usual. Pretty honest assessment about the situation with Tavernier and that as well. You know, he's standing up for his captain as he should do, showing a bit of unity, showing a bit of loyalty. Doesn't like, obviously, the confrontation, but he accepts it. He accepts his role. That's what, you know, being the Rangers manager, being the Rangers captain's all about. You've got to take the good with the bad, and you've got to ride the storm until the good times come back again. So sooner the better.
What I will say is, if I'm being honest, I don't think Tav's been great this season, but I don't think he deserved any of that.
No.
Never mind the result. I think that was OTT. But I understand it. I understand the frustration, the anger, but we've all done things in the heat of the moment, Rob. But listen, I hope that Tav goes out in his terms, hopefully in a blaze of glory, because I think his service and his dedication and his efforts deserve that. Has he been the greatest defensive right back we've ever had? No, he's not. But his numbers are outstanding, mate. Outstanding.
They are, Ox, and each one of us will say there's no one more frustrated than each of us. But for me, there's a a line and a level that you go to show that frustration. And what we saw in the media outside Ibrox was not what you expect from our fan base. It brings shame to the club. It brings shame to supporters on an individual basis, and that's not what our club's about. Yes, we're frustrated, we're annoyed, but again, as I said, there's a level, and that went above and beyond it. It is quite a tough thing for Tav to take, no doubt. I'm sure he's probably went home and reflected on that, and it's an experience he's not had. Yes, he's had people shout abuse at him and from the stands, frustrations at him, but that was a different level, and it's not needed at all, one bit. As you say, not the greatest defender, but you take, as you say, the contribution, the goals, the assists away from Tavernier from our club. We would be in a worse place at times if it wasn't for him. You just look back at the European run, top goal scorer in the European run. If he doesn't score the goals, we're not getting to that final. So there's a lot that Tavernier has done for us, and I think we will not realise that until he has gone.
I get the frustration maybe with his form. I get maybe he looks leggy. I get people question his leadership. You have different kinds of leaders. I don't think he's a mental shouter on ball, but you see him talk more than he did when he started, when Gerrard came in. But most of the time he's led by example. He's trying to always take the game by the scruff of the neck. Yeah, he's made mistakes. Who doesn't he, AK?
Aye, I know what you're saying. I mean, the different leaders, as you say. I mean, you're a Terry Butcher kind of type captain. He was a guy that would give, you know, the fist clench and jeer the troops up and that. Richard Gough, I think, was very much in the Tavernier bracket. He led by example, but he organised, but he commanded respect. I remember seeing an interview, even Steven Gerrard, Carragher says Gerrard wasn't a shouter, he wasn't a baller. You know, in the dressing room, he'd be quite quiet, quite reserved in his judgment, but obviously he led by example, and his teammates took inspiration for his performances. And I think that's the sort of captain that Tavernier is. You know, and I think it's just, it comes with the territory. You're Rangers captain, so you're going to be the focal point of the team with the anger. I think the longevity, because Tav's been there the longest, I think because of a recent horrific Old Firm record that we've got against him, all that collectively is just, you know, built up, and it's got to where it was there. So we've got to deal with it, you know, and it's no nice to be on the other end of that, but he's got to accept it and just get the heat down. And listen, winning's the best part of, you know, reacting into it, to get the supporters back on side with you. That's the only way.
Listen, he's also getting older. I don't know. To say he's lost a yard is maybe extreme, Rob, but he may have lost a quarter of a yard yet. He was never the quickest, but he's definitely lost a yard, or a part of a yard,
Yeah, it's fair to say. Not only this season, you could probably see it last season as well, that he did lose that wee bit of a pace that he had going forward, and especially recovery. You see a lot of it where he is not at full pace to get back and try and defend a situation. He's looking at somebody to cover him, whether that's an instruction from the manager or whether that's just his ability now. He's not going to get any younger, as you said, and I think obviously for me this will be the last season that we see Tavernier in the Rangers top, and we've got the likes of Sterling there, who for me can slot in at right back. I know I've not seen him play there yet, or as often. He's looked a solid midfielder, but potentially that's your replacement right there and there. So again, as AK says, it's time for him to kind of stand up from this situation he's been in, and there's no better way to respond than stand up, be counted, and show the character you've got as a leader. What we're asking for is somebody to be that leader, and that's what we're looking for Tav to do now, starting on Sunday.
Do you think if we get it right, AK, he shouldn't play the amount of games he's done in the past, and he should be took out at times and maybe not play all the big games? Is that fair?
I think that's a fair comment, Ox, and it's a sign of a player winding down his career for a mainstay in our team, you know, and that's the way it should be. Your competition for places, gradually you want to, you know, get the mainstay, the guy playing less and less games to integrate the new guy coming into the team, so he's going to be comfortable in his own environment. But it's a quandary for Clermont to make on Sunday, because you've got half of the support. Clermont's stuck between a hard place and a rock. You'll have half of the support thinking, well, you've got to drop him. You've got to show your strength, as a manager. And if you don't, then you're showing weakness as a manager. But you also go, well, that's my captain. I've got to stand by my captain. I've got to have still the players on side with me. So it's going to be a difficult decision. I don't think there's any right and wrong decision there for Clermont.
I'll tell you when it's right or wrong, mate, when the game's finished.
True. It's very much down to the result. If we get beat and Tavernier's played for the start, Clermont's going to get it again, and Tavernier's going to get it again. But if we win and he's dropped Tavernier, or he's going to be proved right then, isn't it? So it's all about the result.
Aye, right, come and join us. Yeah, give your thoughts. 0141 356 1972. Maybe give your thoughts what the team's going to be. Now we've heard for the gaffer. I'm going to put you two gentlemen on the spot. Obviously, Rob, you're always well organised. Yours all laid out, formation, numbers, dates of birth, everything. AK, you've got yours in the back of your fag packet. It's normal. So I'll go to AK first.
You want my back five then?
Aye, go on then.
Right. I'll stick with Butland in goal. I was swithering where to drop him for Kelly, but that's just because it's my surname. I'm going to start Sterling. I'm going to be controversial. Start Sterling. I'll go Balogun, Proper, and Jeffrey.
All right. Can I ask you what you're thinking on Proper is?
I think because that's his signing, that's his main centre back. I think the more games he's going to give him, I think the better he's going to feel within himself. So, I think it would set him back if he took him out the team, just like Rob suggested.
Okay. Rob, your back five, mate.
Butland, Tavernier, Suter, Balogun,
Hello.
Hello. We've been joined by Warren. Evening, Warren.
Evening, Ox. How are we?
All right, mate. What's on your mind, mate? Good to hear for you.
Good to hear for yourself, pal. I'll tell you, Sunday, what I think is, they've got to go up there, right? People are saying they take a 1-0. I think Rangers are going to go up there and win by at least 2, put on a performance to get everybody back on the side, relax everybody, and they can maybe look for the future. Now, whether that happens or no, I'm not quite too sure. If it goes the other way, if we draw or if we get beat, if we draw, we've taken 2 points out of 9 in 3 away games already. Now, that's diabolical. If we lose 1 point out of 9, it's going to go off the scale. That's my fear. But I'm hoping Rangers can put in the performance, play well. I don't want a 1-0. I want to see us win by a couple at least, and really show, we're going to build and we'll just move on from here. It's early in the season. Folk conceded the league right now, I haven't. I'm not conceding it right now. If we don't win on Sunday, I'll need to rethink that. But I want to see a performance and a decent win. Whether that happens, I'm not too sure. What do you think?
I get your thing. I want us to play well and I want a performance. But I think on Sunday the most important thing is the result. AK.
I'd go with that as well. Evening to you, Warren. Good points, pal. Listen, you know yourself, pal. That's the ideal scenario. Go up there and batter them 3-4-0, and then at least we've showed a bit of a reaction for the team, and they have got the character within them. That's what a team we all would be doing. But this is a pretty much brand new team, and he's trying to integrate a lot of players into the squad. It's no ideal. As Oxia says, if it was a Brisbane 1-0, at least it's 3 points, and then we can come back down the road and hopefully get the performances improving as that. But as long as we win, As Dundee United is a new championship team getting promoted. They've started well, 8 points already on the board. They're sitting third in the table. We're a point behind them. So I think the win is imperative.
Rob?
Evening, Warren. Again, I'm with the guys. I think a result's most important. Results win your games. The performance just puts the icing on the cake and makes it look good. Tannadice, we know from past that it's not going to be an easy game. They'll make it hard for us. They'll be quite compact. Sometimes we are making our own mistakes in the past few games as well. So as long as we keep it simple, as AK said, there is a lot of new players that are gelling together. The likes of your midfield, the Diomande and Barron, who, I'll be honest, I think I've been really impressed with Barron. I thought he would have been a bit part player, but I think he's come in and he's kind of looking at a really good ass, especially in the middle of the park. He's got a bit of fight about him, but they need to happen over the park in terms of the back line, the forward line as well. So once that comes together, we'll get that performance. I know Clement said October. We're not that far from it. That's his target, that it will look a lot better by October. But obviously, as fans, we want it now. But ultimately, 3 points is a must rather than a performance, in my opinion.
Warren, when you come, mate?
Yeah, I would agree. See, with Barron, I've seen every game, pre-season friendlies. I've been really, really impressed with him. My take on him is, to me, if you can remember back long enough, I think he's like a young Alec McDonald. He's just the style of his movement. Now, I was disappointed he had a nightmare at Parkhead, but they all did. I would excuse him, young boy. How many Rangers players have had a poor Old Firm debut? Many have. But, of course, yeah, we want to win, we do, but I want to see Rangers put in a performance, just bait them, get everybody back on side, because crikey, the way it is just now, we're all running about as if our heads are on fire. Just calm everybody down, and then we'll move to the future. One other thing I would just like to say, and I can't make my mind up about this boy. See this Diamande? I can't make my mind up about him. He's another one. He had a nightmare at Parkhead, as a lot of them did. What do you actually think of Diamande? I really don't know about the boy.
I think that's fair. AK?
Nice sidestep again, Ox. I think he's trying to play him in a position that he's not comfortable in. The games that I've seen Diamande come before he came to Rangers, he played wide left with that Nordsjælland team. That's where I think he's more comfortable. But he's playing a totally different system here under Clement, so I don't think that position is actually there for him. So, in his current setup, so he's got to get some sort of role and cement it. I think he was playing that number 10 role in particular because of the current situation that we had, with the Cantwell going out the door. Hagi is out the squad. Lawrence wasn't match fit really. Dow wasn't up to scratch either. Now he's got his number 10 with that Bizrami. That might give competition for Barn or Raskin or whatever, or maybe even scrap his system and play to the system that suits your players. How's about that for a radical idea?
Well. You're saying we've got somebody, we don't know how good he is, but we're also trying to put a square peg in a round hole. Is that what you're saying?
No, I think we know how good he is, but he doesn't suit the system. So it's mind-boggling why
the system being the square peg, mate, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, all right, I get it, that's fair. Rob?
What I would say is... sorry.
On you go, Rob, and then we'll bring Warren back.
Sorry, Warren.
On you go, mate.
I definitely think there's a player there in Diamande. As AK says, it's just trying to fit that system that you see the best of him. And it's not the first time we've said that about one of our players. For me, when he was at Parkhead, he looked lost in the number 10. His head went down very, very early. There was no tracking back. There was no kind of effort, and it can be said about a lot of players. But you see it more in your attacking players because they're the ones you're looking to get on the ball and create something and make it happen. For me, Diamande's a midfielder who gets the ball and just passes it. nothing fancy, nothing over exuberant. Just keeps it simple. He's very lightweight. I will say that Midley Park. He's not your John Sterling, and you can see that on the eye. So he does get brushed off the ball quite easily. But again, if he just collects the ball and keeps it simple, a playmaker is probably what I'm trying to say, is rather than this box-to-box player that we try and say we need, and we can't do that if we're playing a 2. So he's definitely not a 10. He's just a midfielder, and he probably needs 2 people beside him to make it better.
My take, I think he's got ability. I think he's raw, Warren. I think his decision-making has to improve. I think he gets about the pitch, but he can disappear in the game, and I think that's the rawness and maybe the inexperience.
He can.
Yeah.
He can. To me, he seems good sometimes. He seems bad. Now, you played football, Ox, and I mean, I played football. Bridgeman, he was a centre half. I know he's not here tonight, but see when you mixed up your positions. I mean, when I played for Paisley and District, now this wasn't the last week or last month. When I played for Paisley and District, I was an inside right. I could play outside right, and I could play right back, and I could always put in a performance. See this modern day, if you're out of position, oh well, it's because he wasn't in that position. If you're a footballer, you're a footballer.
Aye, it's like he came with the balls. He used to play singles, then they had to play up and play pairs. He's in the middle in a 3. He plays 2 and a 4, and if there was 5, he plays 3 and a 5. Thank you.
An all-rounder, do you call that, Ox? Yeah.
I know you've been called that on the rink as well, mate.
You've got to be, up for playing different positions. But I get what you're saying, Warren. It's just a bit being comfortable in the role that you can produce for the team. It's all about producing numbers for the benefit of the team. But everybody's got to know their specific roles, and I think that might be lost in translation, or translation, I should say, with come on to the players, and that's where we're finding a wee bit of the gaps, is what Oxford's highlighted a few times, particularly in midfield. I think the communication should be much better than what it is currently.
All right, before we go to the tune, lads, do you want to finish off? Give your midfield 2, AK?
I've got Barron and Raskin.
All right, bringing Raskin back, obviously. Just come on at Park Youth a couple of weeks ago. Rob?
I'm also going with Barron and Raskin.
All right, good to have a bit of consensus. Your midfield, your forward 4, Rob?
Cherny on the right. Rami in the 10. Dessers up front. It's that left wing spot that's available with the injuries we've got. If McCausland's probably fit, he's probably going to go with him. But it wouldn't surprise me to see Tom Lawrence playing there. I think Clement's a fan of Lawrence for some reason.
Who's your striker, Rob? Who's your...
Dessers, I said. Dessers up front.
Oh, did you? Sorry, I missed that. No, listen, I've got the same... you think we'd there, right? I've got the same personnel. I've got Rami as the 10. I've got Cherny in the right. I've got Diamondi out left, and Dessers up top.
So your teams are pretty similar. Pretty similar.
No far away, yeah. And we didn't even copy off each other.
No,
you didn't copy from me, is what you really mean.
You look me, AK. You think that was hieroglyphics, wouldn't you?
The Egyptian.
All right. Right, Warren, we're going to have a tune and then we'll hear from you. And we might hear the Southside Super 6 as well. But we'll have a tune and then we'll get Warren's take on your teams, lads. So, all right, get yourself some you.
Marching down the Paisley Road, the west, the doors and the windows open wide. You will hear the people cheer, the Glasgow Rangers boys are here. It's Glasgow Rangers for me. Blue is the colour, football is the game. We're all together, Glasgow Rangers is our name. For we are the best team in all Scotland, and Glasgow Rangers is our name. So bring on the Celtic, your Hibs and Aberdeen, your Dundee United, we're the best you've ever seen. We play hand on heart, God save the Queen. It's Glasgow Rangers for me. As we go marching down the Paisley Road West, the doors and the windows open wide, you will hear the people cheer, the Glasgow Rangers boys are here. It's Glasgow Rangers for me. Blue is the colour, football is the game. We're all together, Glasgow Rangers is our name. For we are the best team in all Scotland, and Glasgow Rangers is our name. So bring on the Celtic, your Hibs and Aberdeen, your Dundee United, we're the best you've ever seen. We play hand on heart, God save the Queen. It's Glasgow Rangers for me. It's Glasgow Rangers for me. It's Glasgow Rangers for me.
Why don't you give us a call on 0141 356 1972. It's your show, it's your platform. Let's hear from you.
Well, your team's been pretty similar. I think your main point of contention between the two is the centre-back position. Does that make sense? I get your rationale about Proper, but on form, he's no starting for me, but I understand your argument, yeah?
Aye. Again, it's all about opinion. What's your own thoughts on it then? Are you in the Rob camp? What options do we have?
Well, he sort of hinted in his interview that he doesn't think Bandara's ready, yeah?
Right, okay.
Right, so that's my understanding. So I think he could be on the bench, getting integrated, depending how it goes, yeah? If that makes sense, right? You've got to play him at some point, but maybe we'll not know. Right, so if we accept that, Rob, but he's not ready, so he's not going to start. If I was picking the team on form, I didn't think Suter was brilliant. Parky didn't what players were, but he done okay apart from the two mad moments he had when he just, I don't know, I think he was waving to somebody. Well, maybe not waving, but and then Proper, I didn't think he was great. But he's been half injured twice in 3 games, mate, so I don't know, maybe he's going to build up his fitness. He didn't have a problem before he came to us.
Yep.
Maybe he swapped pegs with Ben Davis, if that makes sense. You know?
I know. It does seem like that way, aye. No, listen, it's valid reasons. It's just how Clement feels. I wasn't impressed with Proper so far with what I've seen him myself. I've said that. But when you've got an option there of Balogun and Suter, for me they're really understudy centre-backs. But if you're bringing in Proper, he was a captain with 20, he's 31-year-old, $1.5 million. He's meant to be your leader in the back line. I think he was going to be his mainstay for Connor Golson, even though he's left side at this time. But even where do you stand with the Tavernier situation then? Do you leave him in? Or do you rest him for Sterling?
Well, if you take the two of them at Parkhead, the two of them are equally bad, if you're honest, yeah?
Aye.
And I'm a fan of Big Sterling, and Southside's been battling with at this point. There you go, he's not a midfielder, but the judgment right of one game when everybody played poor, everybody, and him included. I did think he was poor. Well, that's a real tough question. Right. Tav. Start Tav. Yeah.
Aye. I see Rob's got, he's sticking with Tav in there. So he's in the camp where I think Clamont's shown him a bit of loyalty and hopefully he plays his way through it. But you know yourself, Oxford, there's plenty of doubters out there about the situation.
Aye. I mean, listen, I wouldn't be upset if Stirling played Rob, if that makes any sense. You know, I just, it's like the Hagi poll. I think the Hagi poll's pretty much 50-50, mate. Now it's going back and forward. I get both arguments, Rob. But as I say, I wouldn't be upset if Stirling starts. Then we'll see. We'll maybe start seeing him. It could be the change of the baton. You never know, Rob.
No, I wouldn't be impartial to that change either. I just think obviously Tav as the captain, Clamont's obviously come out today and spoke about the way he's been mature since the situation happened, and I don't think he's going to drop him based on that. I think it would create a lot more media attention, particularly if he did drop him for the game. And what does that say about Tavernier as a person? What does that say about Clamont as a manager? And so for me, football reasons he picks him, but also to show that you trust your captain, that he's going to stand up and be a leader, block this nonsense out and not shy away from it, he'll play him. I think, as I said, if he doesn't play him, it creates more questions that the media will just get right on top of.
The thing about that though, Rob, is there's going to come a time where Tavernier has to get dropped out of the team though, innit? And it's, when do you do it? And what sort of game do you do it? And that's the thing. As Oxford's intimated there already, he's not going to play every single game is what he's basically been doing for the last 9 years. No, he shouldn't be. He shouldn't be. And particularly when he's in so bad a form now. I think this is a time where you need to say to him, listen, I'm taking you out the limelight for your own good as well as the team's good. So down to management though, isn't it? And the character that Tavernier is.
Aye. It's a real interesting debate. I mean, if you were picking the team on forum, would Tav be in it? Because I don't think he's been great this season at all. Yeah. And we've not seen enough of Stirling to say that he's the automatic choice to go in and replace him. But if you accept he is, and forum-wise, you would put Stirling in there. I accept that argument. It's a tough one. A big decision for the manager, AK.
It certainly is. But I tell you what you just said there, Tavernier's not in the best of form. Who in the team is actually on the best of form? When we're looking at young Barron, has probably been the kind of shining light. The rest of the team has been way below standards of what we're looking for. What's the reason behind that? That's where the supporters start asking questions about Clement, his formation. Is he motivating them? Is he, organising them the way they should? Is the players carrying out the instructions? Do they want to play for him? All these questions are answered with victories, aren't they?
Aye, results-driven industry. Just to say, the poll has swung again. It's 53% would play Hagi now, AK. There you go. There's a surprise.
I think he's fairer than the agent's been.
They've been on the floor, they've been clicked in, haven't they?
This has been wired through to Romania. Get him back in the team.
Yeah. It's an interesting one, and we've got similar debates with different players, Rob. And when you use the centre halves, and will the manager go with Stirling again in midfield, and where do you play Lawrence, and then who do you play outside left, or left side, and this front three, and that's became a position. Tierney has to play. I mean, he scored a good goal, but even against Ross County in a victory wasn't great, mate. So we want to see more for him as well, Rob.
Absolutely, you've seen his qualities before, and I think a lot of fans were quite optimistic and quite happy that we were getting a player of his calibre in particular on the right side of that midfield, where we've lacked, in my opinion, we've not replaced since Daniel Candeias. So it just shows you how long ago we've left that area of the park empty and relied on others. Yeah, your old famous Scott Wright, your Ross McCauslins. You've had Seema play there when he was on loan. You've tried Matondo there. You've had Lawrence even out there. You even had John Sterling. But for me, Tierney is the natural choice. He's got that left foot he likes to cut in on. Likes a shot from goal, which we've always been crying out for. So he's a more creative player. I think that's fair to say that he's a level above what we had before in that position. So he's another one that I think he's got his goal. Didn't play great against Ross County, but the more he plays, the more assists and goals, he'll get more confidence, and he could be a real positive player, an important player going forward. And I think in particular in Europe, when the games are open, you might see the best of Tierney.
I think he's a football player that relies on others. Yeah. And I'll explain that, AK, yeah. I think he's really clever. I think he's really clever. And he's making passes and he's got that ability to pick runners out. But for that to happen, he needs guys making the runs. I don't think he's going to get through any 50-50 for you, so yeah, I don't even know if he's going to win any 60-40s. However, if he gets the ball in the right area, I think he can make things happen. He disappointed me in the last game. In the second half, we had a wee bit of pressure and they try to go by people with the chance to put the ball in the box. But I think he's a guy that relies on others making the run, and then he's intelligent enough to use the space or find the runner. That makes sense, AK?
Aye, that makes perfect sense, sir. A Modric type player, maybe a younger Modric when he was more mobile.
I don't know if I've gone that far, mate.
No, but the intelligence factor, you know, if he sees that the players are running in front of him, he'll either try and find them or else he'll drive into the space himself. And that sort of player is invaluable in the team, but you've got to be disciplined in the roles run about you. You know, you've got to also be aware that we're not leaving gaps there. We've got to be aware in the counter-attack, the counter-press, who we've got at the back, how many players have we committed forward. We've got all these things that it doesn't come natural. It comes with time and organisation with that. I mean, how many years did it take the likes of Kent and Kamara to knit the gear, and Ryan Jack and Tavernier to knit the gear, and Scotty Arfield to come into the middle, and all these things take time. Time is no the thing that Clermont and Rangers have now. They need victories.
It gets easier when you get victories, Rob, yeah. But Tierney's got a thing, and then we've got the Dessers issue, yeah. Dessers, I mean, I'm going to say so. He might be the biggest enigma we've ever had. He blows so hot and cold, Rob, that it's bordering on ridiculous. You see, he's finished against Ross County. I know the opposition's the opposition, but I still a two-touch finish is a two-touch finish. Doesn't matter if you're playing Ross County or Real Madrid. Then he gets the ball at their place. They seem to take it. I agree he was offside, but it seemed to take about 3 days to get it under control, and then it just disappeared, didn't it?
It did, and I actually thought, also watching the pre-season games, the forward areas looked quite concerning. Going forward, even from your free behind the striker to Dessers himself, it was quite worrying that there was a lack of movement, a lack of goals, even attempts or anything sort of creative. But then I kind of thought that he started pretty well, I'll be honest. Better than I think he did last season. He's getting goals, and again, kind of important goals at times. So he does that though, and I think that's what we've seen a lot of last season, where you got one good game, 2 okay games, and then maybe 3 terrible games. And it's that inconsistency that we want to clear from his game, and no more so than him himself. I think he's come out and said that publicly, that he knows he can do better and he wants to do better. And particularly when you do know that Danilo's out for a minimum of 4 weeks, your other striker Igamanni's not up to speed, the pressure's all on Dessers again to go and get the goals. Yes, the other players in the squad need to chip in, but when you're the main man up front, you've got to be scoring the goals, and he just needs to get that. I know it's like repeating ourselves from last season, but he needs to get less cold and more hot, bang them in. And again, I think it comes down to a confidence thing. Hopefully, if the players, as you say, like Cherny, who can maybe add a bit more assist to the game, a bit better service, that Dessers gets that. But it is coming down to his finishing, whether it is 2-touch or 1-touch. But unfortunately, Ox, the window's shut. He's what we've got, and we're going to have to go with it.
I don't think Dessers can blame his service, mate. Robert, when you think back at the chances he's had, mate, there's enough chances that people would argue he could have scored more goals than Marco Negri did. Because of the chances he had, yeah. He's an enigma, AK.
He sure is. He sure is, and it pretty much sums up where our team is, you know. Sometimes we'll be, everything will click together and we'll destroy a Ross County, but a Ross County doesn't win you the league. It's winning the big games that wins you the league, innit? Your Celtic, your Aberdeen, your Hearts, you know, your competitors. You need to be winning the games, and unfortunately, that's where a lot of question marks have come out of the big game. He's been scoring goals, but no to the standard and the opposition that we're expecting to score against.
Who did you say my competitors were there, AK?
Christ, everybody in the league.
All right, we've got the final poll. Old School Blues shut the poll, and it's flipped, exactly flipped. It's yes 55%, no 45%. Yeah, so there you go. It started 55-45 the other way and flipped completely the other way. You surprised at that, AK?
Well, I know. I knew it would be tight. As I say, there seems to be an element of our supporters out there that are using the Hagi situation to beat Clermont with. You know, whatever decision Clermont comes up with, they want the opposite. So, well, it's down to Clermont to prove them all right.
Rob?
Certainly surprising. Again, I'd like to know, in a way, if we can, what they're basing it on. Is it just what we've seen in Hagi in the past? Is it just because he's been out the team for so long, he brings a freshness in a way, although he's been a player on the books for a few years? Is it just that freshness that he maybe brings something different we don't have? Again, as I said no.
Did you two vote?
I did.
Did you vote, AK?
No, I didn't. Or maybe my
vote.
vote.
If you didn't, you don't vote, you can't moan, can you?
I'm feeling come off the screen in case I lose it.
Right, okay, we'll go to Fox's team for Saturday. I'll read that out for you. If you're interested, go to the Fox News. He's went for Butland, Tav, Suter, Proper, and Jeffrey, same back four, and he's went with Barron, Diamondi. He's got Cherny, Lawrence, and Iganami, and Dessers up front. Wow. Iganami, we've not seen that much of him. He did look entertaining when he came on in his cameo. AK.
Aye, he put himself about a bit. He looks strong. He looks strong on the ball. He's willing to shoot for anywhere and all. Aye, listen, once he's up to speed, I'm looking for him to take over the number 9 jersey. Maybe Fox's thinking is get him into the team as soon as, just as what I'm saying about the boy Bajrami, and keep Proper in the team and keep Cherny in the team, keep Yefty in the team, because all these new signings, the longer they play with each other, hopefully the better they'll get.
That's not the team that Fox would play. That's the team that he thinks Clermont will play, yeah?
All right, okay.
Rob?
Yeah, the Igamani one would be a surprise, I think would be fair to say, because especially starting the game, I think from me, it looks like they're trying to build up his minutes in terms of being match sharp, match fit. I don't think he wouldn't be in the squad. I certainly think he'll come on. Again, it's maybe a half an hour or so just to build up some game speed with a view to getting him in the starting lineup. But again, it might be that freshness that somebody comes in from the outside as such and shows us something that we've been lacking. The left area is up for grabs just now with the injuries we've got. Again, I said earlier on, when Cortez comes back and he's fit, I think that's a position that he'll slot into quite well. With Tierney on the opposite flank, so he has options to try and go and get these kind of players minutes and show what they can do to get a settled 11. And as AK says, the more they play together, the better the cohesion, the chemistry together. But it does just take one injury to one player, and then you maybe go, is the backup good enough? And that's when the problem's created.
Yeah. Oh, well, I never wrote your teams down. Sorry, lads. And did you have Cortez in it at all? Did any take Cortez?
No, on the bench. I went for
on the bench.
half an hour cameo.
Aye. But all of a sudden, with him coming back for injury and Matondo, that positions became. And the other one is Dow. Nobody mentions him. Yeah, I don't even think they would have him in the squad. And he's a guy that I think we'd have to try and maybe part ways at the next transfer window, possibly quickly. Yeah.
Aye, could be. Because in essence, he's actually doing a young boy out a potential place in the team. A Bailey Rice, a Cole McKinnon, McCausland, Devine. It's just trying to integrate all these young boys into the team as well as all the new signings, and it's just a mix and match, square pegs and round holes. It seems to be a lot of them, and that's what we didn't like about under Beale. But it is what it is, and Clement's just got to play the card that he's dealt.
It's just another way. He's getting paid a lot of money. I know he's not one of our top earners, but he paid a decent salary and contributing next to nothing. No offence to the boy. He's just maybe got to move on and get a club at a different level. Anyway, come and join us 0141 356 1972. Okay, we're all ready. It's the moment you've all been waiting for. Southside's Super 6.
Aye, it's my turn to pass you on the Super 6 for tonight. Now, to explain to you, it's a six-fold, but the first three is over 2.5 goals, and the next three I've picked out the winner for the game. Okay, so the first three is over 2.5 goals, the next three is the winner of the game. So the first one I went for Watford against Coventry. You'll find that in the English Championship, over 2.5 goals. Next one, Plymouth against Sunderland, again the English Championship, over 2.5 goals. And the final one there is Airdrie Falkirk in the SPFL Championship, over 2.5 goals. Then we're looking at Ayr to beat Partick in the Championship again in Scotland. We've got Aberdeen to beat Motherwell in the SPFL. And we've got East Fife to beat Stranraer, and that's League 2 in Scotland. And that comes to a total of 30-1. So good luck if you follow that.
Well, just waiting for the tune to come back on there.
Oh. I think Fox's fell off his chair.
Bit of controversy there, mate. Bit of controversy.
I changed my mind a wee bit on some of them.
I'm glad you made it nice and easy to explain for some of the listeners. Yeah, they'll be more confused than they were.
Hopefully they go there, and hopefully you're picking up a wee 10 spot on that. I'll give you.
Just remind us who you said were competitors are in the league.
Everybody.
No, you never said that, did you? What was your original statement?
Oh, well, you're obviously Celtic, Aberdeen, Hearts.
All right, so you've took one of my competitors to win. I don't know. South side of me. Absolutely mental. You've just sullied his good name, Rob.
Just for the benefit of doubt, if you put on £10 on that, you lose £10.
Thank you, Rob.
You get your own jokes.
You get your own lineups.
£310 returns on that Oxtail. Come on.
What are you thinking, Rob?
I'll have a look at myself, mate. I'll check your slips in the morning.
I will take part my usual donation. I've double-edged sword this week, if I'm honest. Right? Obviously, I'd like to win money like everybody else, but it's worth a tenner to use Southside stick every week. He knows that, and we're banter about it that affair as well. This is a double-edged sword. Because this is a win-win, because if you get it up, he gets better stick. And if you don't get it up, you get even better stick. So it's a win-win.
Well, to be fair, Oxshare, it's a low bar, so let's hope so. It wins.
You'll get the reports, mate. You'll get the reports.
Oh, no doubt.
Some of the Poland ones were quite good last week.
Aye.
You know. Right, okay. Well, good luck. Good luck. And we'll see how it goes. So the first three selections were the match to have over 2.5 goals, and the next three selections were home wins. Is that correct?
The first two were home wins. Ayr United, Aberdeen, and East Fife away to Stranraer.
Oh, East Fife away to Stranraer, sorry. All right. Okay. Right, okay. Aye, so move into the last half an hour of the show. Come and join us. Use your thoughts in the lineup. Tomorrow, the boys have put their teams out. Do you think they're close, or do you think they're miles away? I think they're pretty close. So let's hear from his.
Why don't you give us a call on 0141 356 1972? It's your show, it's your platform. Let's hear from you.
I'll tell you what we'll do, lads. We'll just quickly, we'll hear from one of our latest signings, Barjami, who's been away international duty. We've got a wee interview with him. If you don't mind getting a mute, we'll hear it, and then we'll discuss what influence you think he can have in the team going forward, and hopefully we'll get some callers for the end of the show. So let's hear from one of our latest signings.
Hi there, welcome to Glasgow. You were here for a day when you signed, then you left, and then you've come back for your first training session. How has that all been?
Yeah, just signed, first of all, hi to everyone. Just signed the last day of the transfer window. It was a really stressful day, but at the end of the day I was really happy to join Rangers, such a great club with history. And immediately I went into the national team, so I didn't meet everyone at this day. And today was my first training session. I was really happy to join the team and to meet everyone, the coach, sport director, and all of them.
How hard is it to come in to a training session when you don't know many of the other players around you who you're training with?
I think it's a really good dressing room, good guys, good people and around the team, and I feel really happy. I feel also really good. I spoke with the coach, with the sport director, and I know Cherny, and I play against him, and yeah.
Will you be ready to go on Sunday if called upon?
Yeah, I'm ready, but it's up to the coach, so I feel good. I just played 2 games now with Albania national team, and yeah, I'm ready.
How would you describe yourself as a player to the fans?
I think I'm a player who likes to play forward, a player who likes to do assists, to help the team, to score also. I can play also on the left wing, but my favorite position on the 10, behind the strikers. But it's up to the coach, so I will do my best, and yeah.
Is it true that you'd rather assist a goal than score one?
Sorry?
Is it true that you'd rather assist a goal than score a goal?
You would rather set up a goal for someone else than score a goal yourself?
I like to do both, but if I see someone who's better than me, so the position, I like to do assist also, yeah.
I heard it from someone else, must What are you aiming to achieve, both personally and with the club this season?
Yeah, first of all, I just wanted to adapt fast as possible, and it's important. I need to improve what the coach wants, and then my goal here is to win trophies, to do my best for the team, for the fans, and this year we have also the Europa League to do our best there, and to look forward game by game.
Nadeem, what was it about Rangers at this stage in your career that made you feel it was the right step for you?
Yeah, the last 5 years I played in Italy. Italy, the league is really tactical, and I spoke with few players that played in Scotland, with Josh Doig, Liam Anderson. I played also with them. With Liam I played in Empoli, with Josh I played in Sassuolo, and they just told me good things about Scotland and also the football, and I'm really happy to be here.
You said it was a stressful deadline day, or got the move in the end. Can you tell us a little bit about what that was like for you, and then flying to Glasgow to see the stadium the next day as well?
Yeah, I was at home. I just woke up in the morning, and my agent called me, say we have to be ready to fly because we go to London. I did everything there, medical check, and I signed there everything. And the next day I fly to Glasgow. I just meet then the sport director and the coach. I went to the Ibrox Stadium, and it was really stressful, but I was really happy to be here and to join Rangers.
And what have your conversations been like with the coach and the sporting director about how you'll fit in and his style of play, and how you think you'll be able to help that?
Yeah, I think the coach wants to play good football, always forward, and I'm a player like this. I think I can help the team even with my international experience. So I'm still young, but I have a little bit of experience, and yeah.
You've come in at maybe a difficult time in terms of the result in the last game. Fans are maybe looking for someone to grab the game, to grab the team, to be a spark. Are you excited that you could maybe be that player? Do you feel any pressure there, or is that something that you embrace and that you look forward to excite and drive the team?
I think the pressure is every weekend here, because you play at Rangers. You have to do our best every weekend, and but I'm happy to be and to have this pressure, because I'm a player who like this, and I will do my best for the team. And we have Sunday an important game. We have to think about this now, because the post is the post, and we play against Dundee, and it will be a tough game.
When you were away with the national team, did any of your international teammates have anything to say about your move, the manager perhaps?
Yeah, I spoke with some players. They was happy there, and they will say it's different league there. They play faster, and it's a tough league, but I'm happy to be here. I will do my best, how I say it, and I try my best to adapt as fast as possible what the coach wants.
Last couple, please.
Initially hearing of the Rangers' interest, was it that deadline day that you first heard the club were interested, or before that?
I spoke a few weeks ago with the director, and I was really happy and surprised when they told me that Rangers want me. And the last day, how I told before, it was a stressful day, but it was also a good day because I joined Rangers.
Last one for Stevie, please.
Nadeem, hi. Welcome, first of all. Secondly, Rangers tend to dominate the ball a lot more than maybe previous sides in Italy. How do you think that can help your game, and do you think that can help you take it to the level where you think you can be?
Yeah, I think we have the pressure every weekend to win the games. We have to look forward game by game, and my type of style is to play with the ball, and I think every game, most of the games, we have the ball, and I will try to do my best, assists and goals for my teammates and to help the team.
Oh, thanks for that, Foxy boy. But another quite articulate young man, AK.
He certainly is, aye. He's, I don't know whether these guys are drilled with the press team or that to put their answers out there, but it's everything that we want to hear. But we'll judge him performances on the park. That's what he should be judged on.
Talking about articulate young men, we'll be joined by Bob Jar. Evening, Bob Jar.
Hi, good evening, boys. How are we all doing?
Evening, Bob.
What's on your mind, Bob Jar?
What's on my mind is just what I've been saying all week, that the media's built up this game. There's the heat, the pressure on Rangers. Piled it on for all angles, as you already know, of course. And United are going to give us the hardest of hard games on Sunday. And, we've gone up here into a pressure cooker situation. If we don't win, the manager's terrible, and all the usual stuff. The usual stuff. Like the chap says last night, that lot, they're hating themselves there. Rangers, go up here on Sunday, put on a performance. You owe it to the fans, you owe it to the club. Up here and get the 3 points and back down the road. That's all I'm asking. That's all we're all asking.
Rob?
Aye, evening, Bob Dear. I think the pressure certainly does come from the media. It's what they're paid for, to make the headlines and try and implement things that maybe aren't clear to the eye, or put things out there that's more so clear to the eye. But the pressure, I think, that we've put ourselves under has come from our own kind of downfall, Bob Dear. The performance levels, the players not showing their true ability, not showing the confidence to go and take a game by the scruff of the neck. So the media can write things that look pressure, but it's down to the players to respond to it and not put any more pressure on themselves or any more frustrations on themselves that come from us from the stands, watching at home. So as much as the media do it, for me, the players put themselves under pressure at times. But as you say, you've got a chance to go and make a point on Sunday at Tannadice, get the performance, get the result, but more so make sure you get the result. As I said, the performance could be scrappy and we'll sit and complain and be frustrated, but 3 points is 3 points at the end of the day, mate.
Well, I mean, we all can. It's not a very good start to the campaign. Going to Europe so early to prove to be quite a run-of-the-mill Dynamo Kiev side, and then that performance at Parkhead. We know that. It's history anyway. There's a starting point somewhere. You're talking about Rangers here. Rangers are a great club. There's bound to be a starting point somewhere where everything clicks into gear. Apparently there's 2 or 3 injuries cleared up for Sunday, and we'll be able to put quite a good side out in the park. Let's hope so. And all we want is a performance, a starting point. Get all this pressure off our back that have been heaped on us in recent weeks. Nobody's had a good word to say about the club in any way. So let's prove them all wrong. Get a start and get 2 or 3 wins under our belt. Pick up the points and keep up their proverbial. That's what we're looking for now. We all can how the press performs. We all know exactly how they perform. Picking on this, picking on that, picking on the next thing. All things Rangers. The man was right. They're hating themselves to death a lot. This will be another stumbling block I hated in a wee cauldron on Sunday. We've been there before and we'll do it again.
It's Bob J's point about players coming back for injury, Cortez and Raskin in particular, but as they come in, there's other ones could disappear, isn't there? Ridvan and Diamondi.
Aye, and Matondo and that as well. Aye, I know it's just...
Diamondi, sorry. Matondo, sorry. Yeah,
Aye.
By the way, that left side's turning into a jinx, isn't it?
Aye, no half. But listen, that's why he's got the squad that he got, so it's just a matter of integrating the all into position and getting the rule of thumb, getting the structure and it's really testing the character of the players now. This is what playing for Rangers is all about. In adversity, what have you got? What are you going to bring to the table? Are you going to, lick your wounds and feel sorry for yourself, or are you going to come out there and fill the jersey and show what it really means to be a Rangers player? Because see, if you're the former, then you're no good to us. The latter, that's what we're wanting. You need to show that character that's brought you to the club, that quality that's brought you to the club, because this is really now playing under pressure. You should be under pressure because you're at one of the biggest clubs you'll ever play for in your life, and you're out there, the expectations for yourself, for the manager, the club, the support, everybody. It's 3 points. Come on, what have we got to fear? To go up to Dundee United, a newly promoted team, and we're actually concerned about getting up there. If we're concerned, we're in more bother than we think we are. Evening, Bob Jerty, anyway.
Aye. Aye, you're right, but we're nothing to fear. It's only because maybe a wee bit of lack of confidence. Is that fair, Rob?
Yeah, I think that's fair to say, mate, based on the results and the performances that we've had to start this season. But it is an old cliche that you do take one game at a time. But as Bob J was saying, that the pressure's been written there because of what we've done in the previous games. And it is early in the season, but you've got 3 competitions that we are looking to go very, very far in and be competitive and successful in a week. You've got the league, and then you've got Europe, and then you've got the League Cup. So if you don't get a result, you don't get a performance, the pressure mounts on to the next game, and it's a different format, it's a different level of opponent, and it's another competition. So you don't want to be dragging any pressure into these competitions. You want to try and get it resolved, get results, and go in confident every game. But that only happens if the players perform to the best of their ability and we can get results. There's more than enough quality in our team to go up to Dundee and get the result, despite the issues and frustrations we've had. We can sit here and pick squads all night. Our squad should be more than capable enough to go and put Dundee United away and get 3 points. 1-0, 4-0, 3 points is 3 points.
You hear me? Aye. But we just, Bob's had your point, it's a victory and it's that momentum. Domestically, Europe will take care of itself, yeah?
Well, aye, this is it. One game at a time, eh? I've said it all week, and again, we're discussing. We'll go up here, and as you say, a newly promoted team. How can you tell you one of their players, actually? I don't know, how can you tell you? But
Eamon Bannon, he's still playing for them. Eamon Bannon.
Eamon Bannon, is Paul Sturrock still playing? Is then David Dodge? Are they all still? Hamish McAlpine and all them? Aye, yeah, definitely. But they've got this man that manages them as a real hater of Rangers Football Club, and we're getting that. We know that. We all care what he done when he played, because he played up the road for me, and we all knew what he was like. Well, no matter. He was their manager on Sunday. And they care about him. They just care about what we do. We should have more than enough to take care of them. There we go. We're heating pressure in our cell already. Let's just get out here, off the bus, into the changing room, onto the park, and do them. You sign for Rangers, you're living with pressure every minute of your life. You go to win every game for a huge club, as big as any. And we've just got to take care of that mantle into this game on Sunday. They're all wanting to see us fall after that performance at Parkhead. Well, that's past, that's history, and we are where we are. Just get out there, get a new beginning, a new starting point, with a couple of new players in the team. We'll do it, no bother. I'm confident of that.
Yeah. Talking about Europe taking care of itself, I see the package were announced today, 8K. A bit cheaper than that, I actually thought, but £42 per game, £168. They're taking the payments and spread across 4 payments, but so obviously they'll try to look after the fans, and that'll be the Lyon, Stuart Bucharest, Spurs, and Union St. J, and Union Gallon, who we played 2 seasons ago, was it? 2 seasons ago?
Aye, we played them in a qualifier, aye. Was it under Gio?
Aye, Gio, 2-0. We lost to it then, and Tillman got the heater, wasn't it? The big high heater.
Aye, that's right. We beat them 3-0 at Ibrox, didn't we?
Aye, and then we'll get Lyon. Lyon, we've played a couple of times in our history, and Stoya Bucharest, who we played. And obviously, you need to go back a bit for when we played Spurs in Europe, I think, early 60s. Was that a big game, EK?
What are you asking me for? It's AK Senior you want? You never know then. According to that poll tonight, do we bring Hagi back for a Stoya Bucharest game? Aye. Games to look forward to, innit?
Aye. And I think the way the fixtures have come out, Robert, they could be relatively kind to us. We could get a bit of momentum, hopefully. But I think a lot of eyes will be on the team domestically, and that'll just be a break, yeah?
Yeah, the league's the bread and butter, mate. We've said it before. It's the bread and butter. 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 It's the before in the show, you've got to go and take care of league business. You go and put yourself in Europe, give yourself a platform, give the players a platform to play on. Yes, it's Europa League, not the Champions League, but if you asked me before, would you have took Champions League finances? Yes, but in terms of competing, getting a good run of games, Europa League's probably where we're at, and the teams we're up against, there is certainly winnable games in there. We obviously get the 2 Premier League teams, but they're near the end, as you say. Is it December and January we play Spurs and Man United? So there's tasty fixtures in there, but there's certainly winnable games where if we get the confidence, we get results, the European games become a great night at Ibrox again, and we get victories, and that just spurs the fans on, it spurs the players on, and again it goes back to league business once you've done your European football, but you've got to make sure you do your league business first. End of.
Aye. And for the next few weeks, the fixtures come thick and fast. Bob, Jeff, you know. But listen, that's what the Rangers is all about, isn't it? A lot of games.
You think about this, and obviously you've all noticed this. We've got a tougher group than some of these Champions League teams. That's a hell of a group we're in. And, you know, to me, in a plain sense, it can only do us good to play against high-quality opposition. That's what you want to see. You're a big club. You want to play against high-quality opposition every week. And, that'll be great. We've got to make sure we're up for it, though. Keep everybody fit. Because, as you say, there is some great games in there, and let's give a really good account of our club. I can remember one night we got beat from Manchester United. They're all singing the Sunday League. We don't know. Well, that's up to them. But go down, get a good account of yourself against the elite of the Premiership, and then see how we go on. I'm not expecting us to do anything in Europe this year. It's this league that's our priority. I want to do better than that. Get better domestically, and then we'll worry about Europe. It's only 2 years before we'll be in a final. Build up to a good team again, and you never know what level you can reach.
It's remarkable. It's remarkable when you mention that final. Alan McGregor's gone, Borner's gone, Bassey's gone, Golson's gone, Taft's still here, and then Ryan Jack's gone, Kamara's gone, Scotty Arfield's gone, John Lundstrom's gone, Stephen Davis is gone, Sakala's gone, Scott Wright's gone.
Wright.
Tav's the lone survivor, isn't he?
And Joe Aribo and Aaron Ramsey. And I think that's everybody who's involved that night. I think there's only Tav left. It's remarkable. No, I don't know if that's a good or a bad thing, Iki, but when you mentioned that final, when you look who's left in the last window, the ties for Seville have cut very quickly.
Very quickly. I mean, I think I asked yourself a question in 1972 when we won the Cup Winners' Cup. How quickly was that team broken up? Colin Stein and Willie Johnson were so practical right away, but you still had a good few of them around for a good few years after that. 2.5 years, I think it is, for Seville. That Europa Cup final, and you're Tavernier, the only player left out of that. We've lost our manager as well. You know, so, but that's what supporters wanted. This team's not good enough. You need to, get better players in, or you need to change it at least. Well, that's what's happened there. Be careful for what you wish for, because we've lost our manager, we've lost all the players, and we're worse off. And this is football.
Aye. Listen, they're obviously all for different reasons. You know, you take Alan McGregor and Scotty Arfield their age, and they moved on. Ryan Jack's contract came in, and good servant. People moved on for a bit of cash. Aribo, Bassey, Kamara. You know, they moved on for a bit of cash. Scott Wright, time to move on. You know, so there's a whole different reasons in there, Robert.
There is, and the ones that you said that moved on for cash probably could have went for a lot more had we cashed in on them after that final, that window, and then the players will let go.
We did Aribo and Bassey, didn't we?
Yeah, but I mean, like your Kent's, Morelos, rather than run down a contract, there was money there that we could have brought in who are naive to accept a bid, and bring them in at a good potential value rather than let them dwindle their contracts down for nothing. Yes, it frees up wages, but the board shot themselves in the foot, I think, in my opinion, by not selling players at the highest transfer fee and got the money and rebuilt then.
Well, you should have done that the year before with the two AK, Morelos and Ken. That's when their value was at the highest.
Yeah, listen, I think you could actually aim that at the full team just a bit. You could have been looking to get rid of Tavernier and bring in good cash for him, Connor Golson as well, Lundstrom possibly on the back of that. But then you counteract that and you go, well, the support would have been Arthur Nutt if you'd have sold all the players, but at least you would have had a good, kitty there for the manager to work with. And who knows, Gio could have utilised that and bought a Tillman and, bought better players in. But because we let them basically walk away for nothing, we didn't have funds there to bring in the quality players of what we wanted. And also put them on high wages and long term, and we couldn't get rid of them then. It's a funny whole game for it.
If you're making a football decision, stroke business decision, I'll go to you first quickly, AK, and then Bob J. That decision should be made for the good of the club, future, and at the time, whatever's right. It shouldn't be the supporters' decision, AK.
Absolutely. And that's where the emotion of being supporters, it doesn't augur well to make a good business decision. I mean, you look at the Liverpool situation. Remember when Klopp got rid of Coutinho and the supporters were up in arms and it was like 140 million or something to Barcelona, but he brought in a goalkeeper, didn't he? And he brought in Van Dijk and he improved the team that way. And then obviously the supporters could see what he was doing and went, aye, that's good thinking. That's what we could have done. But this is what happens when you have the supporters actually in the boardroom making the business decisions. It wasn't wise. It's easy in hindsight though, pal.
Aye, always easy in hindsight. Always easy in hindsight. And then obviously the players going to want to go as well. Bob Jerry.
Oh, I mean, this is it. I mean, the game is full of mercenaries now, and the money was getting banded around at that time. Well, I mean, what did we get for Aribo? 10.5 million. Was it for Aribo? 23 million quid for Bassi. And later on the following season, we got 16 million pounds for Nathan Parson. Nobody's going to turn that kind of money down. Everybody's doing it. It's who you bring afterwards that maintains the standard of the club. The standard of the club on the park. And we failed to do that. Was sold, the nucleus of a good side. And what amazed me at that time was the fact that Kenton Morelos walked for nothing. But what do you do with a football team? And the demands are that you win games, and you win games in Europe, and you win games domestically. And when you done it, along comes a big wave of criticism like it's happening at the moment. So what do you do? What's the name of the game? Patience till we get ourselves a good team again. But it's been said all the time up here, especially with Rangers, you didn't get time. And Rangers are like every other club. They've just got to balance the books. They got a chance at that time to balance the books, and they did it. They took it because they had to. Do look where we are, eh? I don't know. I've said it repeatedly on the show. I'm not a tactician or an economist. That's just the way I treat it. I don't think I'm far off the mark there. I may be. I don't know.
Aye, speak a lot of sense, Bob J. Aye. So, AK. Prediction for Sunday.
Prediction. I'll take a 2-1 victory. Southside will be. You're having a goal against the Rangers. 2-1 victory. That will do me.
That'll be choice. Pick your chubs. Right. Rob?
2-0.
I'm going to go for one more than that. I just don't think we should have any problems. I know, but remember, I don't think they've done much in improving their squad, but they've started well, and that just shows you there's not that big a difference between that league and the bottom, the rest of the league and the Premier League, so you shouldn't have any bother. But you've got to get the attitude right, Bob Jerry.
Absolutely. The attitude must be right. And what's happened at the start now, okay, it's been and gone. We've had a fortnight's break, new beginning. So let's go for it, Rangers. You get on the park, get the chest out. You're playing for the Glasgow Rangers and do your best. I think we'll win 2-0.
I hope you're right, mate, but I'm just looking for one man in that.
I
Right,
hope so.
okay.
Aye.
There you go, Bob, yeah.
Aye, you know, again, like we've been saying, all right, we'll get up here on Sunday, and I think what we can put in the park will be too good for them. I didn't know one of the players. I only know who their manager is. And, you know, they've done all right to get people there, Dundee United, being a newly promoted team, but it's still fresh in the season, yeah, and it's all going to change for them. But I think that they're up against the Rangers, and the Rangers will be too much for them.
Do you think, Bob, before you go, mate, do you think that the sort of support they'll be looking for, the attitude and the desire for the team? Yeah?
Look, the attitude and the support will be looking for attitude and desire.
Aye, because they're under a microscope because of the last result, mate, yeah?
Absolutely. They've got to bounce back with us. We can't stagger on like they own every week, Ox. Oh, yeah. No. We've got to come out here 1,000 miles an hour on Sunday and prove who and what we are, the big club that we are. I'm not going to say like it used to be. It's like it always should be. You're Rangers. You out there. You're too good for any of these people. All fun games take care of themselves. We're lacking a bit in that at the moment, but I'm sure that'll come good as well. So, come on, Rangers. Get up here on Sunday and get a result. Send everybody home happy.
Yeah. Well said, Bob. Well said, mate. Listen, Bob, always a pleasure to have you on, mate.
Oh, it's always a pleasure to be here, pal. There's no bigger pleasure in my social life of being on Rangers Radio.
Cheers, mate. You look after yourself. We'll speak to you soon, mate. All right?
I sure will.
Last word for your good self, Rob. Great to have you back, son.
Good to be back, mate. Enjoyed that tonight. Good discussions. For me, for Sunday, show the attitude, put in the application, and the points will come, and then we'll go from there. Good to be back, mate.
Yeah. AK, the Super Six King. What you thinking? Last word.
Let's hope it's a great weekend, eh? Nah, but good to be on with yourself. Good to have Rob back in the panel again. Always speaks well. But we're looking for a reaction. We're looking for a team with intent. That's what I'm looking for. Go out there, get the 3 points, and put a smile on the Bears' faces, particularly the ones that's making the effort to get up there and follow us. So come on, the Rangers.
Yes, this will put a smile on Fox's face. Thanks to Warren and Bob Jeff for joining us. Thanks to Rob and AK for doing the show. Fox and Old School Blue for doing the technicals. This has been Rangers Radio. We'll be back at 11 o'clock. Yes, 11 o'clock on Sunday as we build up to a Rangers victory away at Dundee United. Thanks for listening. Enjoy your weekend. Remember your donation for the Super Six. Take it away. Old School Blue.